You talk about the difference between a home and a house. Can you unpack that a little bit more?
Sure. I like the word unpack. That has to do with moving
We
into a
have to
home.
unpack our house.
Yeah. I mean, a house is built, the structure is built, and maybe it could lay empty for years. And the roof works, and the electricity works, and the plumbing works.
The pipes probably froze.
Yes, but nobody's using it. And therefore, it is capable of functioning, but it's not functioning as a home. When people go house hunting, they'll walk into the place, and maybe the father might look around and check it out as a house. He'll check out the roof and the plumbing and the electricity and all of those things that make it a house. Maybe the mom goes looking around to say, let's see how this is going to work as our home. Where's the furniture going to go? How's the traffic pattern? This is a dining room. Let's make it a study. Let's make this an extra bedroom. Okay, that's the home part. And the house has to accommodate that, but that's a different kind of discussion. Of course, the kids are running around saying, which room's mine?
Right, right. And so that relates to God's activity in taking the cosmos from a house to a home.
Right. At some point, God built the house, but that's not this story. This story is about how that house is made a home for God, because it's sacred space and he's going to dwell in it, rest in it.
Which room did he pick?
The best one, and he deserves it.
Okay, but if the cosmos is there, okay, before Genesis 1, the cosmos is there, you could touch it, but yet it doesn't exist yet. How can you say the cosmos doesn't exist if it's there?
Well, I would say that it doesn't exist if you think of existence in terms of a certain functional situation. Let's use the example, since we're talking about temples, let's use the example of Solomon's temple.
Okay.
Solomon spent many years building the physical structure. The stone had to be quarried and shipped and shaped. The furniture had to be built. The
cedars from Lebanon.
Yes, exactly. All of that work had to be done. That was the material aspect of it. When all of that was done, there was the temple. Does it exist?
Yes.
No. Okay. It's ready to exist as a temple, but the temple doesn't exist because a temple presumes God being in it and worship being performed.
See, but I'm a modern Westerner, and if I can touch it, it exists. Does that make it hard for me to understand this stuff?
It does. It's very hard to get our minds around, but if we ask the question, does the temple exist? We can understand that the structure exists.
Yes.
But does the temple exist?
Which would relate to church. It's a church building. Does the church exist?
Exactly.
And we wrestle with the same thing. Well, sure, there it is. It's white.
Yeah.
And then you have to correct yourself and say, no, that's not what the church is. Until it's functioning and has a body of believers, it's not a church.
Absolutely.
Okay, I can get that. Another interesting point that really caught me by surprise, you say that God resting on the seventh day isn't about hitting the couch. It's not about watching the game. It's not about doing nothing. It's not about disengaging. It's about engaging. Can you go into that a little more deeply? And what does it mean for me on the Sabbath?
Yeah, the idea that God rested, I explained as having to do with engaging and ruling, that rest is the opposite of unrest, and that therefore when everything's ordered, now it's ready to be controlled, to be ruled. Now, that poses us a problem when we think about, well, what does that mean for me?
Right.
I always thought that
Can I sit on the couch on Sunday,
Yeah.
or do I have to start ruling something?
Yes, is it about me ruling?
Do I have to take over my neighbor's house?
We've always thought about that our observance of the Sabbath was somehow us imitating God, that if he took a break, I take a break.
Right.
But if he's not taking a break, if it's ruling, then what are we doing?
I'm confused.
And I would say that what we are doing is acknowledging that he's in control. He is the source and center of order, not us. And we
so
do
we
that.
disengage to recognize that he is engaged?
We disengage from our attempts to bring order to our own lives so that we can recognize that he is the one who has brought order and is the source of order. And so we are recognizing his role when we stop trying to do the order thing on our own for ourselves.
Right. Wow, I'm even more motivated to disengage this Sunday.